felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that put me in a daze, and
Welcome everyone to round number 7. Hopefully, because it doesn't show up for me right here. I hope it's working for everyone else. Polo God, how are you doing there, Polo?
I'm fine. I'm finally back after the really annoyance of last week that I couldn't commentate due to mic and laptop problems. But I'm back again. Fixed both my mic problem and, well, not my laptop problem, but my problem, but yeah, I'm back. And this is a really interesting sight to behold here. A wet qualifying, and according to GSR Hamilton, a wet race today.
That is true. Yeah, we could see a lot of things happen. So, I do want to go over a few things. I'm just trying to check if the stream is actually not viewable, but, what's it called? Hearable, if that makes sense. Even though that's not a word. Just making sure, it's all good so everyone can hear. Hopefully, people in chat can tell us if I can hear, because I'm always checking both parts of the stream. I'm checking the part where it's live. I'm also checking the part where, as we see a dry track. I'm checking the part as well where, it's showing the live stream.
It's fine.
So it is fine? Alright, cool.
Yes.
Cool. Alright, that's good. Anyways, DRS is enabled.
Well,
So,
enabled.
soft tires.
So
Yeah, it started out as an intermediate session. This is going to be similar to last season at Britain and around this time anyway. So, what are we going to see through this qualifying session? Tier 3 did not get to run yesterday, but right now, not many laps for these guys to watch, not many laps for these guys to really experience. But Rapid Extreme right now on pole position. How about that, Polo?
Considering his start to the season, this is a bit of a shock to see. Considering he's up against the likes of Beatnik, Pagoda, Asian, who I heard did really well last week in my absence. GSR Pluto, all them guys, and Fab as well. Like, out of all those guys, I wouldn't expect the Rapid Extreme to be up there, and
No,
Twin
no
to be
way.
up there. That's really impressive.
No way.
That is impressive.
Not at all. Remember, he finished second last year in this race, so going back to last year's stats, Riles won the race, but Callum completed the checkered flag in first place. But XPL, there you go to the top. It was what's his name to the top? Or Callum, who completed the checkered flag first, gone to the line, was handed a post-race penalty after an incident with JSE Hellcat, which was CX Hellcat, gamer tag change. And due to that, GSR Thrasher took his only and final podium as of right now. So, Riles finished in the podium as well, so did Callum. And F1 Boy said he got robbed of the win in Austria last season. Well, Davis was in the podium position, so was F1 Boy, like you just mentioned. A lot of people in that podium position before Austria, just from last season, from what we saw. It's coming to complete laps. There's mediums for Beatnik. Well, from Tier 3 yesterday, there was not really a race. It was really a delay. It was really, we didn't want to have a repeat of 2005 Indy, of course, but we kind of had to delay the race, and the race will now be tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, 8:30 UK, after the Tier 1 race. As you tell, if on the softs, 3 seconds faster than yeah, that's the thing. We have the race being tomorrow instead, just because of the fact, of what's kind of happened. Xbox Live had connection problems, party issues, sending invites issues, had a bunch of issues yesterday that weren't really fixable till late last night, and that therefore the Tier 3 race had to be postponed to tomorrow now. It was my birthday yesterday. I was trying to get that race on, but you know, we had to do all we could. We couldn't do as much, and obviously because of that, it didn't really help Milo Gaming to the top there. But yeah, that didn't help at all with all that going on. It was really a bummer because you were going to engineer for your cousin Aaron Ocon yesterday, Polo.
Yeah, I was also going to engineer Chevy Giant as well. Me and F1 driver were trying to try and make sure those two get the best result possible. But of course, the connection issues really kind of dampened the hope of that. Hopefully, we can do it tomorrow after tier 1.
And Utalfin again, Rapid Extreme again to the top. The track keeps getting drier and drier and drier. Look at their time changes. Adam Fab to second. Well, let's go over the point standings. We've got the full points up now, Polo. You should be able to see it here on stream. So, this is what we got right now. Adam Fab leading the championship by 7 points. Behind that is Pluto by about 18, 19 points right there. And then behind that, Milo Gaming just barely a race out. And the last season's champion, Ryle, is down in 6th. But a guy who's done really well in this session so far is Rapid Extreme, down in 11th in points, just barely ahead of GSR Thrasher, who won this race last season. Asian in his first start got up to 13th in points. Where does everyone stand here, and where do you think everything goes with this? Because of the way points look.
Well, honestly, with Adam Fab in the championship, I didn't even know what happened last week in Austria, so I think Kagoda bottled it.
Hungry.
I'm gonna assume.
Not Austria.
No, doing it crafty. Adam Fab, yeah, he's now leading the championship. I'm pretty sure it was still Kagoda last week, but Adam Fab must have put in a really good drive then.
Right, there you go.
Pluto in P3. He's had a strong season, and we saw on GSR yesterday. He obviously it was your birthday race. He won the race. Hopefully, he can convert that to
There you go.
confidence if he goes faster.
There you go. Yeah, the track keeps getting so much drier. Surprise and points to you, and constructors and drivers. Mercedes and Red Bull fighting at the top, all within 4 points of each other, and then everyone else is behind.
Biggest shock, I think, in terms of good side, I think the biggest shock is probably Milo. Milo is really, really quick, but I didn't think he'd be like up there with Pluto and somewhat Kagoda and beating the likes of Beatnik and Riles and Hamilton. He's had a really good season so far. Hopefully he can convert that into a really good result today.
Ooh.
Hellcat goes quickest.
There you go. Some good positive vibe for
Could have
him
an
that he was at least on
underdog
top at one point in this session. Well, luck takes it over, and technically his first start. Riles takes it over again. We're gonna probably see someone else take that over in a little while. Everyone in the pit's going for softs, I'm guessing, for the end of the session. Yeah. So for me, before we switch to the other point of view, the stream, Adam Fab, one of my biggest surprises for sure. Last season, only a single point in Tier 1. He's really doubled that by a ton. He's really tripled that, even more. You know, the fact Red Bull have almost got a win in every tier. Last week in Hungary with Hissy and Adam Fab and John had all chances to get it. They had the chance to win every single tier. Be the first team to do that last week. They didn't. But the fact they had the chance to do that, Adam Fab going back to back, John a podium again, impressive. Milo Gaming, the fact he's still there after the bad luck in the 2 races he had is amazing. I also want to include Beatnik. He's been close, but including kind of oversleep that he's kind of had doesn't really help at the same time. That doesn't help at all, for sure. Riles coming along again. Nope, not enough. But yeah. What else is there? Squid Jr. up there in points for sure. Sahlberg up there in points. Yeah, Hamilton, the fact he's been so down low, not even a single podium, not even a single top 5, I don't think, this season. Except for France, only 5th, I think it was there. So, he's not had a chance at good points this season, but Rapid Extreme pretty low in the standings compared to where I'd expect him. Considering where he was last season, up to 3rd, 4th in points. I mean, I know it wasn't as much competition, but still, you would expect him to at least be in the top 10, but he's barely outside it. And Hellcat back there, 2nd in points last season as well. Silent back there, Riles last season's champion again. XR Ryan back there after a podium in Germany last season. Callum back there. I mean, there's just so many surprises in a bad way. I don't like it. But sessions coming in, yeah, multiplied by 96. I know. I know it's not tripled, but. Mercedes and Red Bull, the fact they're so close, the fact Williams isn't even that close, kind of because of Hamilton, really shocks me as well. They should be way more closer. They should at least be within a race with how we expected them to be. But Toro Rosso, another great surprise as Rouse to the top again. So yeah, this is all what it looks like. So qualifying coming to an end here in Austria. Dry session, Squid Jr. going to second. Where does that Mercedes go? No, it's an outlap. And now another Red Bull to the line. I think it's Adam Fav starting his lap right now. Behind that's a Williams. Where does that Williams go? Nowhere. The Toro Rosso, I believe that's Thrasher to the line. He is starting his lap. The Racing Point stays where he does. Mercedes to the line. The Haas to the line. Rapid Extreme to third. It's best start this season. Ferrari. I believe it's JC Hellcat. No, that's someone else. That is Matty Mumu starting his lap. Cars crossing the start-finish line as well right now. XB1 to the top. Callum to the top.
Callum!
After last season's disappointment of winning the race, can he keep it? No. Asian second. Where does the Haas go behind that? Of luck. No. Stays seventh. The Red Bull. Riles completes the checkered flag. Pluto to the top. It's a McLaren 1-2. But Silent. Or no, Finn in his first start goes 7th. Kagoda to the top. All to the line. There's the Williams coming to the line as well. Hamilton 2 seconds up isn't enough for a top 5. Yes, third. A Toro Rosso coming to the line as well. Thrasher 6th. Where does Silent to the pole? And behind that, a Mercedes Beatnik goes 4th. Haas, Rapid Extreme down in 11th after being 3rd. Hellcat, where does he go? No, it's Matty Mumu to the line, 9th. Behind that, Toro Rosso, Solberg, 8th. And then Milo 3rd. Utah Elephant to 12th. Hellcat to the line. 12th. Right near his Ferrari teammate. And to the line, Asian completes his checker flag. It is 9th. Silent on pole. How about that? And this is going to tie
really interesting.
the most amount of poles at 4. Every time Silent has had a wet session, at least to start, it's always been him to start qualifying. A wet session, Singapore, a full wet session, and then this. Qualifying very close between really 3rd on back. Look at how close that is. 5/10 between 3rd to 14th. And Riles down. Oh, and Fab 20th as well. The championship leader.
Oh my goodness. Adam Fav, the championship leader in last. That is interesting. Gonna have to pull off a comeback drive.
Silent, Kagoda, Milo, Pluto, Beatnik. Hamilton, Callum, they were a surprise. Thrasher in the top 10. He's not qualified too well this season. He's had the better set of quality pace, but Thrasher into the top 10. Callum to pole for 1 point. I think that whole session we had 8 or 9 different pole sitters, at least at that point. And it is raining in the race. And yeah, they all set times too early, I agree. Silent, though, stealing that pole position. Can he turn what happened in Singapore into a win? I mentioned it's bad luck this season. We've mentioned it all this season. Adam didn't get a final soft lap in and validated. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Well, it is raining in the race. I think we got some ones to watch here, Paulo. For sure.
Ooh. Depends who's gonna win in the rain.
Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go
conditions.
first for ones to watch?
You can go first.
Alright. Well, yeah, 6 seconds, so we start the grid. Oh my god, this is insane how that qualifying session ended up. I know it was a big gap for pole position, but behind that, it was so close. Well, we saw a lot of things turn around. But yeah, let me go over my ones to watch. I'm going to go over my 3 ones to watch as we see a full wet race from what it looks like. Not even going to change at any point soon that I can think of. Maybe another Hungary, we'll have to find out. We don't know the conditions fully. But Silent, so much bad luck this season on pole position. He beats Kagoda. I mean, he went out later than everyone else, obviously. That was the clear, obvious thing. But the thing is with Silent, his season's not been so well. Is this the race where he turns it around? He could possibly turn everything around today. What else is there? There is Kagoda down in P2. Second in the championship. Why aren't they on softs? Second in the championship. A lot can change with him. He 7 points behind. He's ahead of Adam Fowler by like 18 positions. Obviously, things can change as well. I'm gonna go with this person who's really good at this racetrack. Pluto. His best racetrack, his best shot at a win. He wanted a full wet race, I'm pretty sure, and this is what he got. His chance, he's 18, 17 points back in the points. How could things change with him today? Because he needs to challenge his way up to the front, have a perfect race, just like yesterday in GSR Brazil. Anyways, your favorites too as well, your 3 favorites, as it is monsoon conditions.
Okay, I think Milo could be one to watch here. He's starting P3, really impressive for him. Milo is known for starting P3, starting in a high position and staying there. So I think he could pull off something well today. Pull off like the
Go quickly with the rest of the 2.
And then I think GSR Callum has had an impressive qualifying. He could pull his way off the field or stay in P7, and I think Shot in the Dark is Asian.
Yes.
He's got a podium in last week, and I think he could, I'm not sure he will, but he could pull off a decent result here. He will if I ever like.
Don't count out Riles. He won this race last season along with Thrasher. Don't count them out. They could have good finishes today. And Riles, last season's champion. 5 red lights upon us. Here we go. We are green. And Kagoda got a better start than Silent, but off the traction now. Kagoda gets ahead. 3 wide into turn 1 at the back. Now Kagoda 3 wide and leads the race. Pluto forces off, and Pluto just spun Silent at the very back. Contact. Beatnik as well. Big damage for them. Now into turn 3. Kagoda has a big lead. Now braking into the heavy braking zone at turn 3, the hairpin. A lot of contact toward the back, but keeping it very clean. The Ferrari forces the Renault off the racetrack. That's Asian and Matty Mumu. Trading positions, Hamilton and Kim up to 3rd.
Papa, an incredible start. Jeez.
Solberg, 5th, battling Milo side by side for position. The 2 McLarens having a good start, but Pluto hit into Silent and wrecked him out of contention. Now Solberg down the inside of Milo. These 2 are side by side. Thrasher up to P7 as well. A great start from him. Riles to 13th. Now at the very back also P9 was side by side, and around the outside Asian and Hellcat keeping it side by side, making contact. But heading through sector 3, they keep it decently clean, and now those 2 get out unscathed. And now it is going to be Kagoda, a 1.6 second lead over Pluto for lap 1. Wow, what a first lap.
Yeah, that's like the biggest moments out of this. Callum match in 4 positions.
Yeah.
Well, Slide
racing
in
point
19 position. I feel so bad for him. Then he gets pole and just be spun like that. Oh, I feel bad. Really
Be cursed.
bad.
Might set his luck to turn around, but it didn't. So 2 Renaults did trade positions. Callum gets passed by PFL Solberg. Obviously, don't know if Solberg is the air man. Hamilton and Milo, the 2 teammates as well, trying to go side by side, but not enough for a move to be made. Milo is probably staying ahead for now, but Hamilton sees that mistake, and Matt goes down the inside again of Callum. Those 2 trade positions as well again. But I feel so bad for Silent. He got spun by a good friend of his, and I know how close Pluto and Silent are. I don't think they'll be too happy with each other after this race. Both admins in ARL to make it even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't really work out. Anyways, Matty Mumu trying to go side by side with his Rocket League teammate Thrasher, making contact just the slightest bit. And now the 2 teammates at Williams try to go side by side as well. Matty Mumu down the inside of Thrasher, Thrasher around the outside, and Thrasher keeps the position for now, P7. After he won this race last season, Pluto fastest lap as well. Solberg takes it over. Now into turn 1. XB1 and Hellcat for P11. Hitting is Silent. Down the inside. Hellcat still around the outside, keeping the position. Riles is there to challenge. Asian on Matty Mumu, pinched into the grass. Heavy braking into the hairpin, but Matty Mumu makes a move down the inside on Thrasher. I don't know if he meant that, but he makes contact with him. 3 wide. Thrasher gets
Thrasher
the
has a
time.
penalty.
Oh, there he goes! Turn! Virtual safety car.
even there.
He just,
It's
he just got
pretty
turned
wide,
by
I
Manny
think.
Mumu. I don't know if he came down, but he just got turned. Just obviously the game didn't show the best camera angle. I couldn't tell exactly as well, but still, what the hell happened? He just got turned into the barrier. And last season's race winner is already down in 10th with wing damage. And as well as his race winner with Red Bull, Riles also with wing damage as we get back going after a VSC. 22 separates the race lead between Pluto and Pagoda. ERS separates each other a lot between the two championship battles between them. XB1 gets by Thrasher. Oh, running off the racetrack. Riles gets by, Adam Fab gets by, Thrasher pits, Luck also pits as well after that VSC. Finn in his first start, going to move up 2 positions from all of that. Rapid Extreme down to 15th, but trading positions between the 2 teammates of Adam Fab and Riles. It's Red Bulls trading positions, but Milo Gaming is close to Callum into turn 3. Can we see a move like this into turn 3? Callum overdrives it and goes very wide. Milo getting the traction off that he needs. And yeah, he's clear so far. No, not yet! Callum gets by again and stays ahead, but Milo in the slipstream down into turn 4. Side by side, Milo drifts the car into him. Hamilton all watching this unfold. Side by side again, you barely can see a thing. This is monsoon conditions at its best, just like Hungary. And side by side again, and the 2 left-handers, do they keep it side by side? Yes,
well,
they do!
There's been a contact. And Milo gets past Callum.
And Hamilton trying on his GSR teammate down the inside into the second to last corner. He's gonna try it. No. Callum also diving it in.
Late.
Safety car.
Safety car.
What's happened?
Why is there a safety car?
Maybe the conditions so bad. We saw this on lap 4 at Hungary. Rapid Extreme was spun, but unless someone just picked up wing damage, look at the conditions. Look at this from people in Sector 2, such as GSR Silent. And it's foggy. Something I've never seen in an F1 commentary race that I've done. Fog actually on the track here at the top of the sky. There is fog. I'm not seeing this right. This is insane.
Monsoon conditions for the 2nd race in a row with Tier 2.
Yeah, I'm going with insane, I know.
Theme.
Yeah, we've seen, this is, I think, the 3 of the last 4, no, well, 4 of the last 5 have been affected rain races, at least, or affected rain conditions, at least at some point in the race, but these conditions are so bad right now. Look at this, look at how much cloud is rolling into the sky. It's almost fog. That's what it looks like. Oh my god. Well, a great start from both Renaults, up positions, upgrade positions. Adam Fab and Riles up a few positions, Adam Fab being the most out of that. Solberg up into a podium position. Can we see him steal a podium just like he did in Bahrain? And we could see Callum steal a podium as well if he does the right thing. And Racing Point doing Racing Point things. Racing Point lives.
Well, Silent is back in this race now.
That is true.
With the safety car.
Rapid Extreme pitting. Like getting pull and getting spun from the race lead. Yeah, I know. It's not the best. That's been happening to Racing Point a ton. So, pitting. Look at the conditions in Rapid Extreme's pit box. Oh my god. Why is he pitting? Probably could have picked up wing damage, I'm gonna guess, but I don't know about you, Polo, but from what I could see, the clouds up in the sky, up above, it is actually getting to fog from the way I see it, and the way this is the worst monsoon conditions I've ever seen. I've not seen conditions like this on an F1 League Racing game. I've never commentated over this. I thought Hungary was bad at the start of the race, but this is another level of bad.
Yeah, I can see the fog. It's the conditions are just awful. This is like...
It's been in the game from 2017. Well, yeah, no, I know that, but
this is like
I've never commentated this.
Yep.
This isn't as bad, but 2007 Europe? I mean, I'm just trying to think of races that were like this. There's one I don't want to mention, but I know you guys know what that is. But still, there's been many races before that's been so chaotic. 2017 Singapore start was pretty bad, but it wasn't this bad that I can't think of a race. 2009 Malaysia. There we go. 2009 Malaysia. That was horrible. That was probably one of the worst. There's many races that we can say that's been the worst so far on F1 history. As we do see a safety car on lap 7. The game goes into months soon, the safety car comes out. Yep, I was trying to think because I couldn't think of many other ones. Remember Japan 2019 technically? When it was a typhoon? Silence got a 3-second penalty to turn on turn 9, I think that is. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of many other races before because, you know, Japan was kind of canceled because of the typhoon conditions. There's been, if it was real life, the race would have been red flagged until it cleared up like 2011 Canada. Yeah, I mean, that's another great example. I mean, Canada 20. I'm just trying to think of classic races though that had this and just stuff. I'm thinking because 2019 Japan, if you saw over Twitter, over Instagram, over any video of the race weekend conditions, it was horrible. And Thrasher's got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Thrasher sits in the 15th position as of this race right now. Does the safety car come in at all? Yeah, it does. Yeah, we saw 2019 Japan how bad the conditions were if we tried to race in them. We'd almost hit Kagoda there. That could have been bad. Pack is bunching up. Safety car restart again. Kagoda's got to not pull a Singapore where he gets penalized in the way he backs up the pack, but I gotta say, this is insane right now.
Oh yeah, Kagoda. I just realized this is hopefully just to make it repeat of Singapore.
And he goes. He's back on the gas. Don't spin the traction off the final corner. Collision with Beatnik and Hellcat there. Gets a 5-second penalty for him, but off the final corner. Here we go. Back to the green flag. Callum sitting down in 5th. Kind of in that sandwich between Williams and the Toro Rosso. He has to catch up to his teammate if he wants to have a chance. Maybe this is his best chance at a points finish. And maybe his best points finish of the season. We can see that off at turn 1 goes Utal Elephant. Using the runoff area, getting side by side with XB1. Remember, if you were here for the rules, and if you were here, the safety, or not the safety car, the resetting the track has been banned from ARL unless you're actually stuck on the racetrack. Now into turn 3, Asian battling Hamilton. Positions trading, Milo and Callum trading positions as well. Thrasher running Finn off the racetrack at turn 3. Rapid Extreme taking advantage as well, side by side. Rapid goes ahead, and 4P4, Callum and Milo. Ooh. I was in Japan last year during the monsoon crazy weather. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I saw many tweets and many stuff of people who were at the racetrack of the conditions. This is insane. This is just like that of what it would be like if we raced and we have another safety car.
Another safety car?
It's just for the conditions.
It's either, yeah, it's either the conditions or
wasting
something
safety cars. No one's binned it though. We're just wasting safety. We're not getting real racing.
Oh no. Oh,
are you kidding me?
I'm getting WOR F4 vibes where 5 safety cars came out in like 10 laps.
Jesus. I thought last week, the way last week gone, I know you don't want to mention for tier 1 for your bottle I love podium, but we know for sure how things gone. Like, we thought it was wacky weekend. We had the tier 3 race technically canceled and postponed to Sunday. Then we have this. What is this? I mean, it looked like it has calmed down a little bit, but it's horrible. What is this? It has broken the system. I agree with that. Polo. I thought last week was crazy with the conditions, as I believe that's Riles who pitted. Yep. Yeah, I thought last week was crazy with the conditions from what we saw, and I think something we'll never see again for a while. But Xbox Live issues, tier 3 yesterday, then this. You know, what are we even going to see in tier 1 then? What are we going to see in the repeat of tier 3?
5 safety cars?
5 safety cars, I'm down for it. As long as it's all safety cars and not VSCs, I'm fine with it. But, yeah. As long as we actually get some actual racing, I'm fine with it. That's all I'm fine with.
It's like this time I'll expect Polo got 26X to retire from the session tomorrow.
It'll be your 10th retirement if you do, so it's something to look
Oh god, I'll be tying with
Oh, let me
CJ
change
pants, I think it is. Anyway.
Yep,
Topic.
CJ Pants is watching, so yep. 10 DNFs, only one with 10 DNFs. You're at 9, tied for 7th with Rapid Stream. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. What do we talk about? So, Polo, how's your day going? How's your day?
It's been going fine.
Oh, man. Well, something we've never seen before, I could say that. Now, I mean, with the way this race goes, we could see a surprise podium finisher, depending on penalties. This all depends on penalties. Remember, turn 1 is big for penalties. The 2 last corners are big for penalties. I just want to mention Callum is running in one of his best results of the season right now. At this point in the race, this could be a best result for him for this season. This would be, if he got a podium, this would be his first podium since Canada of season 1, when he was first dropped down to tier 2. Wait, no, he picked up a podium at Britain, I believe. Did he? Yes, picked up a podium at Britain as well. Which, we go to Britain next week, Polo. What do you think?
That could be worse.
And, yeah, safety car should be coming in this time. We should be finding out in just a few moments.
When it comes to podiums, if it takes like a season, at least it didn't take me. It took me a season to get another podium, so.
Oh, Hellcat collision, and there's luck around. Luck has been spun.
Yeah.
Hellcat's
15 seconds of penalties now.
Oh my god.
That was probably
Kagoda's
unfair.
gonna back up the pack, and they're gonna go side by side into the last two corners. And they're backing up the pack.
No,
When does Kagoda go? Is this another Singapore? He does go at the right time, and there he goes. 2/10 is the gap between 1 and 2, and he gets going. Finn gets a penalty for colliding with Beatnik. That probably can be appealed. Side by side in the final corner between Milo and Callum, but you can't pass before the start finish line. Milo might have to give that up. And I don't know if he is. The outside. Oh, contact between him and Kagoda. Hellcat's out. The pit lane. Side by side for the race lead. Here comes Solberg challenging Kagoda. Callum's in this mix. And here comes Solberg 3 wide. Into turn 3. Side by side making contact.
Pluto gets through.
Down the order goes Asian. Solberg and Pluto paddling. And here comes Callum. Down the inside of Kagoda. Callum really wants to challenge Kagoda because he knows Pluto needs to do well in this championship. I mean, obviously you're going to expect Callum to challenge Kagoda as much as he can, but between this race lead Solberg up to P2, and the positions have traded again. We see a lot of stuff trade in this race. How much does things change here with the safety car if it happens?
This
Beating
watch is
far back to the
straight
pack
up coming
as
down.
well. Yeah, I would be surprised. It is a safety car in F1 2019. It is a Codemasters game, so you never know. You never know. You never know.
How much are the games come out to fix the system? It's kind of funny a joke now.
It is, especially with this. Now into turn 1, Solberg clips the inside curve, but is close enough for an overtake on Pluto, but the ERS is pretty equal. Needs to use it though. Now, down to the turn 2 straight, and heading into turn 3. Close between them. Rapid Extreme passed by GSR Silent out of turn 1. The two racing points near each other as well. Oh, from wing broken by someone. Who was that?
I think that was Solberg because he broke really late into, yeah, it was Solberg. He just went into the back of Pluto. He broke really late. He did what I did to Boger in LDRL and just completely broke himself and went into the back of him.
Asian and Manny Mumu go off the racetrack, and there goes Manny Mumu around, along with Asian. Into turn 4. Asian reversing. Now, did Manny Mumu reset to the racetrack? Because, was he that far ahead though? He was down 8th. Did he reset to the racetrack? He was not stuck for sure, we know that. Finn challenges him. Side by side, Calvin gets passed by Squid. And Finn passes Manny Mumu.
Come back here as well. And P14.
just are silent, kind of. Within this mix for P12, I mean, he can challenge back for a good points finish. We're only 13 laps into this race. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Not even
my
halfway
God.
through. We've been doing this for like
So long.
40 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like it. Asian's
Asian's
out!
gone.
Pit
Oh,
lane.
he's retired in the pits.
And he is left. That's 2 retirements already from this race. Spun with Matty Mumu. We saw a chance at a podium for him. Yeah, not possible. Pagoda, purple sector 1 right there. How does that change things? Callum within DRS range if it becomes dry at a point. He's within a second gap, and there's a yellow flag. It is been spun at turn 3. Matty Mumu passed by Silent. Yellow flag again. That's Asian's car. Kind of going, but it's going to obviously stop in a safe location, of course. Once that has the chance to do so. Yellow flag again by someone else. No, that's just Asian's car again. But, 2/10 is the gap. Kagoda, not Adam 5. Kagoda, Deer, Matt, Solberg. How did things change between them? Matt running wide at the second last corner. Milo Gaming picking up a penalty. Hamilton close to him. Hamilton's yet to get a podium this season. Is this his chance to get on the podium again in ARL? And here comes Hamilton on Milo. Do we see a trade of positions? Side by side through turn 1. Milo gets by.
Hamilton looks moved on.
But here comes XB battling him. Side by side, XB gets by. Milo charging back at it though. Into turn 2, the little kink to turn 3. And XB doesn't let him by. Smarter move. Milo runs to the back of Hamilton though.
No damage though. That's the problem with the wet conditions in turn 3. People are going to either pick really early or really late, and then there's going to be contact.
We've seen 4 different winners this season. Solberg runs 1.2 seconds back from Pluto. Is this his chance maybe at a win? Or is this his only chance? I mean, I don't want to curse anything yet, but, at all, I'd say. But I know I will curse it at some point.
Does have damage, so doesn't seem
Still
like
stand a decent gap though. Yeah, did Milo get wing damage from that? Let's check that actually. Since Square said that. Let's see. Milo did not. Doesn't look like it to us. Maybe lime green, if anything. And XB looks like he's maybe entering the pits. So is Hamilton. Hamilton enters the pits. So does a few other drivers as well. Thrasher is spun down. No, you're just pitting. Silent does pick up a 3-second penalty right there through turn 9. And heading to the pits, a lot of guys right here. And I think Red Bull is double stacked. No, they're not. They're not double stacked. But how does this? It is getting drier. Okay. So, could we see dry conditions at the end of this race? I did not notice that. I was completely distracted by the people pitting. And just in general.
Well, if you know,
it has gone drier.
The weather is gone. Now we're back to...
Considering, though, considering Hamilton XP, we're around that 6th, 7th position. If the inners help him a lot, if they gain a lot of time on the wet guys, which Hamilton already is in luck, and those guys are going to have to pit this time. How much does Hamilton gain with the strategy? He's already gaining 6/10 right there. Yeah, I have shown the tires. Yeah, he's already gaining a lot. It's not as much, but Hamilton could be challenging Callum up to P4, and maybe he could be on a run for podium. Yeah, look at the more traction he has. Gaining a whole second right there. Yeah, I mean, they should be pitting this time, and they are. Intermediates is the time. Callum will double stack with Pluto.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I think Hamilton played this strategy absolutely spot on here. He's coming through the final 2 corners now.
He's going to be at least in the top 4. At least somewhere there. He might even take top 3. But the 2 McLarens get out pretty far ahead from what I thought originally. And Hamilton is coming to the final corner right now. Under the front straight, XBill's not far behind. A purple sector from him. Look at where he's going to go. He's going to go ahead of Kagoda. Up to P3, maybe P4. Yeah, right there. P4 and XPilo. A great challenge from him as well. XPilo also up there. And Adam Fab, who is down in 20th. Gaining positions from this as well. And Milo back to 8th. Nowhere close between Hamilton and Milo.
Yes, yeah, Matt did not pit for the win.
Passed by Matt, and Luck has yet to pit.
So Hamilton's on the podium. He could be on for Q2 as well, because, yeah. and Matt has damage, so he could be on for a podium if Matt ends up messing up with his damage. Never look at penalties here.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Matt
XB1
has
sideways, yeah,
penalties.
you look at that.
Matt has
Check
2
the as
warnings.
well.
Ludo has
Check
a
the top
warning,
3.
and
Okay.
Hamilton has a warning.
So yeah, Stallberg has to be extra careful. Yeah, look at how much the wets are much slower. Riles also took advantage of this too, with pitting, but didn't as much as the others. People who pitted a lap earlier. Oh, luck passed again, sideways from someone there. Yeah, so people who pitted a lap earlier. Matty Mumu was helped by that. Rapid Extreme helped by that. He was down a few positions. Hamilton, fastest lap right there. Co-ECM challenge for the race win. This helps. If there's anyone who was helped the most by this, it's clearly Utah Elephant, Adam Fav, XPLO, and Hamilton. Those guys were helped the most out of this. Pitting lap earlier.
Yeah,
Now,
Hamilton.
do we get to part of the dry race? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Godas has got a penalty. He ran really, really deep into that corner into turn 3. That's really unfair. He just ran wide and stopped. No, X2 doesn't have 3 to go now. Solid go from the upper main driver. Holding out by him.
Yeah, 4th and 8th though for those guys. So, I mean, it's been not the best of starts to the season, but it's been a decent start to the season. So, obviously, you know, Squid with the podium he had. XPLO probably could have got better results, just unlucky and kind of put himself in positions that he's not been in before. So, yeah, Luck did hit though. Luck is down, I think. Where is he? Down at 17th, yeah. And Pluto fastest lap by him. A completely good lap right there. Hamilton challenging Matt Solberg into turn 1. Not enough for a move to be made, but it's 2nd place right now. How much does this change?
Yeah.
Still raining, of course. We saw how quickly it dried up from inners to dries in Hungary. Now for P2 into turn 3. Hamilton to the outside. Solberg protecting. Solberg running deep, but for the switchback, Hamilton goes sideways off the curb. Those very, very wet.
Yeah, Hamilton's gonna get the move done eventually. Like, he has no damage. He has more warmed up.
Oh!
He caps him.
Callum getting past a Rapid Extreme, battling for P11, making contact with them. DRS enabled!
It
is a dry racetrack.
Dry.
So, what did I predict? What did I predict? Just like the safety cars, what did I predict? I said just like Hungary, we can see the track get dry. How much was that?
Well,
I know it's not completely dry yet, but the thing is, it's getting drier and drier. It's less wet. Hamilton, no way he has to pit now. No, you can't pit now. No, they're pitting now. No.
Why are they pitting?
I don't know if it's
Why are they pitting?
They should be pitting a lap later. It's still wet. The track is very wet.
Still too
Everyone's
wet.
pitting.
What are they doing?
They should be pitting a lap later. It's still raining decently hard.
Oh, this is
Well,
gonna
no, I
really,
know
really...
it's still raining, driver, but still. No way. No way. They just
Softs.
no mediums.
Wait, is he? Wait, mediums? No.
Softs can almost make it, I think.
Oh no,
It'll be
oh,
close.
XBO went on soft. I thought that was Hamilton.
Along
He
with
looked like he
Matty
was on
Mumu.
soft.
Yeah, I don't get why they did this. It's gonna be close between the inners and it's okay. I know you guys are saying it seems smart, but it's still decently wet. He's gaining right now, which makes me look dumb, but thing is, he wasn't gonna have the traction to do it for the first sector. He came out of the pits, there was no way, but now things changed. It is very smart, because he took advantage of it. Once DRS gets enabled, it's obvious that you need to do that. Milo Gaming is spun!
Oh, he spun! Oh!
Pluto does pit from race lead, so yeah, now that I kind of look dumb for saying it, but it was still raining hard. I didn't think it was going to be enough, but now it is. Hamilton's close to Riles, and they're all pitting in front of him. Don't collide with Thrasher, Hamilton. Oh, that was close. Yeah, Pluto pits. Where did he come out, though? Pluto's coming out of the pits, out of the pit entry now. Here comes Hamilton on the front straight now. Could go to Hamilton. Hamilton might take this race win, I'm telling you right now. Hamilton's going to be a challenge for this. Hamilton trying to run wide at turn 1, trying to get him as much as he can. He might have picked him under the warning, but the gap originally was 4 or 5 seconds. And XBLO's right there on softs. XB challenges him as well. XB could be on the challenge for a podium. What have we seen?
Get to the end on those softs. That's a good question.
If there's another safety car, yes, because the tire life. But you can't. I don't think you could go 16 laps in the softs. You can go at least 14, 13. It's going to be very close. He might get a puncture at the end, but here comes XB again and Hamilton to the outside. Not enough.
Yeah, Squid Jr. is gonna have to pit, so Twitter from that way. Dennis Hamilton. So we have a really good battle for P2s. The ARL has massively lost out. He's pitted for new front wing, coming up P5.
Yeah, the reason I just think it was not enough time for softs or mediums was just because it was still raining decently hard at the time, but once they pitted, it started to dry up even more, and Matt Solberg picks up a penalty in XB. I think he just took the fastest lap right there, and he did. Down the inside of turn 1. 1.7 separate 1 and 2. Now with them battling, it changes. Matty Mumu the fastest lap. So the softs might just go to the end. And this reminds me of the start of GSR URA Season 2. Yeah, it kind of does. This has been amazing so far. I didn't think it was changeable conditions though. Now Hamilton goes to the right side by side with XB. 2.6. Yeah, they're losing time to the race lead though. Them battling doesn't help. Side by side, almost colliding. Out of turn 5. Oh, there goes XB.
Contact! XB's been spun!
And Milo Gaming down the order again, battling with Callum after his spin. Milo Gaming, a possible chance at a top 5, was ruined, and Riles and Thrasher, the two Honda racing cars, battling each other, and down the order goes Silent, because he goes into a spin! Contact with Squid, I think, along with Callum and BSC.
BSC deployed 2 collisions.
Oh, a whole wing missing, and these guys gotta be careful behind him. Oh man, Silent again. No. Remember, if you are in the top 10, you get the fastest lap. Mighty Mumu has the fastest lap. Yeah, it changed from the anywhere to now the top 10 in the field. XB has been spun, but I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, a few things I want to say. Silent can go on to the soft, and he will lose a lot of time, but
he'll make it.
If the safety car does come out, he might have a chance. But another thing is my view on the Hamilton XB incident, Hamilton was completely cut across him, in my opinion.
I've not seen the incident from a good angle, but I also think it's a racing. My opinion is that's a racing incident. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it looks like a racing incident, but Hamilton was
tough.
very aggressive on him.
He was. He was pinching him, but then he moved back out before the braking zone. Thrasher inside of Riles. Riles outside the points. Riles, at the start of ARL in Tier 2, he had 14 consecutive points finishes. He's been on a run of points finishes after his DNF at Bahrain, but now he's running in 13th place. I don't think it's doable for Riles, unless a safety car does come out, which we could see sometime soon, which we have some left. Who remembers when PMB said, will Silent turn things around today? Yes, I do. And Manny Mumu turns Kagoda at turn 1. Kagoda runs wide. Oh, man. Just enabled for both of them. Yeah, Manny Mumu let Kagoda by. I think he thought that was unfair, because he kind of just turned him out of turn 1 and just made the dive bomb that was not there. But the softs do have more traction, and yeah, Kagoda, the championship leader, you know, 15 points between Pluto and Kagoda. We can see 3 points between them in the championship. And not only that, Adam Fab's in 7th. He could be right behind this battle as well. Side by side. Yeah, this championship battle is going to be really interesting because Adam Fab is down there in the order, but Kagoda also down there in the order as well, 5th or below. 5th to 7th these guys are, but Adam Fab watching Kagoda and Adam Mighty Mumu battle is insane right now because it's going to really help them. But thing is we've yet to see Gianter Hamilton on the podium this season. He was slightly catching Pluto. Now, fastest lap right there. Look at that. So, the thing is, Pluto has had 2 race wins this season. He's been a podium a ton. He has the most podiums out of any current Tier 2 driver that has won a race this season. And that has been a podium. So, Hamilton, his last podium Oh my god. It's been forever for him. Yeah, Germany, last season. Last season in Germany, which was so long ago. Hold up, let me go to check. Pagoda goes off the racetrack and Matty Moon passes. Oh my god. Yeah, well, you know the pain for sure, but it's been so long. No, Hamilton wasn't on the podium because he was penalized then. So Silent takes the fastest lap, Callum by Squid. Yeah, because he was penalized for the driving he had after the race. So then his last podium was race 10 last season at Italy. Callum goes wide. Focus on this battle, though, for P4 here, Polo.
Yeah, but Matty Moon is completely catching up to DAR Matt here. Matt is really struggling on those mediums.
Hamilton, you know, for how fast he is, for how his pace is in this league, he's not been a podium for 9 races. 9 races! I know that seems like not a lot, but for him, he's always done really well. Callum has spun it.
Oh, he touches Thrasher as well, and Thrasher's gonna spin!
No! Oh. Oh, and Kagoda, down the order, getting passed by Matt and Matty Mumu.
No, he's behind them.
No, he got passed. He was 5th. But Silent, taking the fastest lap. That's outside the top 10. So, meaning, probably be Matty Moo who takes the fastest lap then. If he gets it back, you know, or if it goes to him. So it would be the guy, if they're in the top 10, they get the fastest lap. But it's not, if you're in the top 10, you get it over the person who's outside the points. No, that's not the way it goes. But 2.1 between the race lead. We can see a late race safety car again. I love to say it, but you know, we know how much we can see it. We know it's possible. We've seen it before. We get to really see a safety car, a late safety car besides Bahrain. Really, I mean, I think Bahrain was really the only really late safety car that we've seen. Yeah, seen the move by Matty. Someone said with Koda earlier. Yeah, I agreed, but he let him by. He let him back by. So. It was fair. Kagoda fastest sector 1 right now. Purple sector 1. The track is drying up a ton. Look at, I don't think it's raining as much anymore. Dolphin down the inside of Rapid Extreme. I think Rapid Extreme is damaged. Leclerc Verstappen again between those two. Not the first time we've seen that in F1 racing games and league racing. Yeah, does Rapid Extreme have damage? I can't see. He does. So, what can we see here? We see Hamilton. It's been 9 races since he took a podium. Xpilo has been here really since Bahrain. He's yet to take a Pluto penalty. Oh man. And yeah, there you go. This could be decided by penalties. Hamilton has 2 warnings. Oh my God, Kagoda gets a penalty as well. And Riles is by Squid. Running wide. Riles up to P11, closer to points, but not enough. Rapid Extreme gaining on Utolf and Matt Solberg taking a penalty. Milo also gaining on these guys for P8. Very close, but into turn 1, Rapid Extreme runs a bit wide with wing damage. Here comes Milo gaming, and out of turn 1, gets by him. Beanick by Callum. Beanick outside the points. And now Kagoda. Silent taking a penalty. Kagoda trying to challenge Matt, but between the race lead, we can see the race won off of penalties. Hamilton and Pluto. Wow. Wow.
Have gapped only 2 seconds. This is gonna be really interesting. All Hamilton has to do is not pull what I did a few days ago on WO and not get penalties at the end of the race.
Oh man. Hamilton, Germany, possible chance at a podium, possible chance at a race win. He won on track. Not to mention, penalized after race actions. That affected a ton of people's races. Italy, he was second to Riles. Italy, he's had so many chances at race wins in Tier 2. And he's rather bottled it, got unlucky, or just had the pace but could not capitalize. And today, he's got the strategy completely right. That last move to softs, or the mediums, 1 lap earlier than everyone else, and enters 1 lap earlier than everyone else. That shocked me. I did not think the drivers were going to be capable to do that. But it has. and he is on chance for a race win and a podium. His first podium in 9 races. Silent taking the fastest lap. XB1, if he hangs on, this would be his first podium. We'd be interviewing him after the race. We'd see an all-British podium. Oh, wow.
Yeah, top 4 surrounded by Brits.
I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. We're gonna find out if shit gets real. Because we could see a safety car come out, we could see anything happen. Pluto has that penalty, and we've mentioned before, this is Pluto's best race track. He won here in GSR by a big gap. He's won here before. I mean, 2 seconds separate the race lead, but penalties will matter. Of course, because of warnings. Now, Kagoda into turn 1 on Matt. Ooh, so close. This race was filled with safety cars, though. At the start, we didn't think we could see this. Now, Stolberg challenging Kagoda, just like Vettel and Hamilton, side by side. And Stolberg stays ahead, but Adam Fab is right there to challenge if anything happens. Silent taking the fastest lap for the 4th time in a row. Kagoda by Matt. And now into turn 5. Stolberg side by side with him. Not enough. Kagoda around him. And Adam Fab is there to challenge. I don't want to jinx anything, but we could definitely see a safety car. I'm just telling you. We see so many drivers close to each other. We can see a safety car. We've seen so much. I'm just saying. We don't know what could happen. 2.3 separates that race lead. And Pluto, fastest lap right there. You know, he's trying to get an extra point just in case he gets demoted down. And Thrasher actually takes that over. Oh, Thrasher's running an 18, so he stops Pluto from taking an extra point. And no one gets that point for right now. 9 races since Hamilton's last podium. Pluto. Race 1, race 4, race 7, he could win. Every 3 races he's took a race win, it looks like so far. But last season he was denied of race wins, and he's looking possibly for his 3rd win. 2.6 seconds separate the race gap between the race lead. And now for P5, P6, P7, Adam Fab challenging Callum, speeding in the pit lane. And this puts out of the race. Oh, I'm checking to see if that safety car is going to come out. You know it could. You know it easily could.
The track usually lights up yellow, when you're on the track map. Sometimes it says safety car. So the gap's now 3 seconds.
Wow, Pluto's pulled away. We can see the closest gap for a race victory. We saw it last week, I believe, no, we saw it in Spain twice. 3/10 or under. We saw the biggest and largest gap. Well, biggest, largest, and smallest gap for pole position last week. That's what I was trying to get at as well. Anyways, who took that fastest lap there? I saw someone took it. It was Thrasher again, I think. Track is getting drier and drier, as you can tell. Green flags still waving. 3.2 seconds separate them. Hamilton, if he wants his race win based off of penalties, he needs to not get a penalty, and he needs to push his car as much as he can. I think fastest lap should go to the fastest top 10 runner rather than the bottom 10 being able to steal it. It's kind of F1 rules, right? I mean, we've seen many guys outside the top 10 steal it from others. Kevin Magnussen in Singapore, for instance. But we'll see. Sure. Be Nick close to Squid. Utelephant close to Milo. Adam Fab and Matt close to Kagoda. Adam Fab needs to gain on him. I mean, he needs to keep that championship lead as much as he can. You know, that gap was 7 points heading into today. Adam Fab is, I think, only 3 points ahead at this point. Oh, I need to go do something quickly. I'll be right back. Tell me if anything happens, and focus on this gap for P5. Yes.
Okay, so I will be your host as Amy's gone now. DA or Matt now is trying to gain Kagoda, and Adam Fab is also trying to get into this spray as well. This could be a good battle. Adam Fab, of course, started last, so he could be trying to get a really, really good recovery drive. And I mean, P7 isn't bad as it is, but get P5, just doing all the time with the monsoon, with the dry track, you could pull it off today. Going back to the gap. The gap is now 3.6. So Pluto is now back in winning position range. Hamilton looks like he's making a few mistakes, but yeah, DA or Matt, is he gonna keep him to go as DRS? Yes, he will be. And also, Matty Moon could be getting involved with this. Same with maybe XB1. This could be a massive start for P3, you know. Amphab is catching up to DA or Matt really, really quickly.
I'm back. Polo owner, someone said. Yeah, what would you do, Polo?
I wonder if I said that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, close between P5, P6. I mean, we could see XP go to the end, but Matty Mumu is trying to gain as much as he can. It's 1.7. He's gaining a ton right now. XP doesn't look the best in ERS, but we could see a battle for P3. Matty Mumu could take his first podium. Kagoda's right behind there. Kagoda could get within DRS. And we see Adam Fab, Matt Solberg very close to them. Utelephant's close to Milo. Utelephant's had some decent finishes, but he's never had a perfect race since Bahrain. Rapid Extreme in the points again. Ryle's trying to gain on that. Coming to 3 laps to go this time, of course. Silent close to Beatnik. They're just waiting for a safety car or anything to happen, which probably is unlikely at this point in the race, but we don't know what can happen.
So Matt and Kagoda around the outside. Is he going to get the move done? He will do. Yes, he will. We have DRS. And he does.
Pagoda collided with Vivid last year, 3 wide. Adam Fab down the inside, and this is the championship battle.
Both of them. What a move!
He does. Oh my God!
What a move by Adam Fab!
Bye. I apologize for messing with the camera angle. Just trying to get a better camera angle. Oh, Matt runs in the back of Kagoda. Oh, Matt.
Oh, Matt's in the wall.
That was a bad move.
What happened?
A chance at a podium to outside of the points almost now.
Did he go for a stupid move on Kagoda?
He just kept running in the back of him. And look at how dry the track is getting. Hamilton runs wide at the final corner. Yeah, that gap for the race win is going to be pretty far out this time. Yeah, that seemed deliberate. Yeah, I know. It did seem deliberate. Very deliberate. That he just kept running in the back. That's why I say that. Rapid Extreme has to try to get by as well now. And a dangerous entrance. Yeah, that was a dangerous entrance to the pit lane. Yellow flag. That is just our silent spun. Matt has retired. Riles to the point.
Matt Mumu is a penalty.
Oh. Check the penalty.
Penalty.
Top 5, top 6.
XPL's 1 warning. Matty Mumu is a penalty. 2 penalties even. Adam Fab.
Yeah, that's true, guys. Hold up. That's true, guys. Pluto might get a poster's penalty if the contact was silent, meaning Hamilton could win it. That's true. Just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah.
He spun silent on lap 1. Keep that in mind. Stay tuned tomorrow if there's any post-race penalties. We don't know. We'll have to find out. We won't know until later tonight. And this could be the second time in Austria we've seen, out of the 4 races, we could see a post-race penalty handed out. Matty Mumu spins!
Matty Mumu is so.
Oh, those softs really died. Final lap. Yeah, keep in mind.
Oh my word, what a race.
Pagoda's gaining on Adam Fab for P4. Matty Mumu is close to Milo and Utelephant. They're close as well. Utelephant's trying to gain, but he picks up a penalty. Kagoda under the hairpin. Not enough. Dives down the inside. Fakes him. Nope, that's not right. And almost spinning off the traction. Yeah, I was going to mention the lap 1 stuff, but I forgot about it completely now. Pluto enters the final sector. Matty Mumu and Milo close between them. Yeah, I didn't get to see the angle, but I know Pluto got in the back of Silent. I didn't get to see the good angle of it, like others saw. But for now, a controversial race-winning move. Spinning Silent on lap 1. Pluto takes the race victory and wins in Austria as of now. But coming to the line, Hamilton, his first podium in 9 races and his first podium of the season. XP hangs on for his first podium in ARL from 14th on the grid, and Adam Fab 20th to 4th. How about that?
Driver of the day.
For sure. Manny Mumu and Riles and Rapid Extreme to the line. Thrasher takes over the fastest lap. Rapid Extreme 9th, but Riles takes it over. Okay, I'm gonna ask Pluto a lot of questions.
Oh god, these are going to be really interesting. Oh, Hamilton collided with XB1, so we could get a penalty for that as well.
That's true! That's true! Oh
These
my god.
post-race penalties, man.
If it happens, who knows? Oh my god, hello. What
Hello.
in the hell? Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I don't have today for sure. Well, we have this. Audio, whoever stream it below. But yeah. One driver XP for the race win. Yeah. I'm just gonna screenshot the results and interview you guys. But all British podium for now, from what it looks like. Good race from you guys, by the way. Congrats on the podium.
Quite happy with that drive.
Hamilton, this is your first
11
podium in
positions.
9 races. And your podium in the season.
Very happy with it. Drove very well. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get the race to Pluto. Depending on post-race penalties, if he does get any, then you never know.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Hamilton played that dry period to absolute perfection.
Agreed. I agree with XPO. I agree with XPO as well, because Softs, that was the right strategy. I know that Soft died out, but he was able to keep the podium over Adam Fab and everyone else, and Kagoda down to P5, meaning Adam Fab extends his championship lead on Kagoda at least, for now. Okay, so make sure you guys have your audio included. Pluto, I gotta start with you. Taking the race win, but controversial because of the lap 1 collision with Silent. I know you two are good mates, but what happened there? Because that costed his race for sure, and he was gonna be at least on a run for points finish, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, it's lap 1. It's pissing it down. I'm on the inside of the track because Milo was on my left, and I slowed down to what I thought was the right place. I was making the corner, but yeah, it just slid into the back of Silent.
Who do you think was at fault then? Because it ruined Silent's race. I don't know if you've run a party with him. I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know. But it ruined his race.
Well, lap 1 incidents like that haven't been penalised in the past. So if we're keeping with consistency, I'm going to say that I don't think I should get a penalty. Because it is really bad conditions. I broke early. You'll see I broke early. And then I think it depends on if Silent was on the absolute outside of the track or if he came back.
You do have a clip though, right?
I didn't clip it now because I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay, did he?
Oh god, let's break.
It's definitely on stream. I'm pretty sure, at least at some point. We'll have to find out about that. But yeah, I'm sure Silent will have a clip. I'm sure we'll have to find out. But yeah, right now though, we'll talk about this 3 in a row, or not 3 in a row, 3 wins this season. The first person to do that this season. 3 of the 7 races, you've took the win. Best track for you. You took the race win. It gained on that championship lead. Do you see yourself back in contention again?
Yes. I think this takes me to the top with Kagoda and Adam having a bad race. So
way much closer.
As of now, I think I'm in a good spot to be in contention.
Also, I want to mention a great drive from Adam Fab. 20th to 4th that race. That's insane. I don't know how to put that at all. That's in the conditions that we're in, where you barely can pass this track, getting dry after halfway. Congrats to him. He deserves driver.
Yeah, he's done well. It's a great drive.
Yes, it was. But
I've
got to ask you though. Yeah, I've got to ask you though. The 3-second penalty you had. How much nervous were you about Hamilton? I know you saw him struggling late race. After, but you know, how nervous were you? Because you could have got passed off of penalties. You could have changed things to second. I mean, you could. I mean, I'm not saying you will be, but I'm just saying you could be penalized if it's deemed as clearly your fault all the time. Or I don't know. It depends. But what did you think of the 3-second penalty? And how nervous were you?
I wasn't that nervous because I was conserving the tyres in the first part of my dry stint, and then I went on a mad one for the last few
Yeah, he
laps,
was
and
very quick.
I
He
managed,
was very quick at the
yeah, I
end.
managed to bring out nearly 6 seconds. But
Mm.
I was pushing for 6, but
Yeah.
5.7 will do.
I had no
Yeah.
ARS in fuel, so I was just losing it.
I've got to
had
ask though,
two
were you in
as well.
silent in a party, by chance, in this
No.
race? Because I know you guys usually are, in parties a lot. No. What did you think when the contact happened with him at first? Because I'm sure he would be pissed off. I'm sure anyone would be pissed off. But, you know, he started from pole, and every race he started from pole. He's always had something happen early in the race. So I know you gotta at least probably feel bad for him at least somewhat.
Yeah, I felt really shit for him, to be honest. It's I was looking forward to him having a good race, but yeah, these things happen. And lap 1, turn 1, it happens all the time.
Now, heading into Britain, heading into Italy, and heading into Germany, the end of the European tracks, which one do you look at the best? I mean, you won on track last season, and won technically twice, but obviously we know what happened last season in Germany with the post-race appeals and everything else, and the penalties. Yeah, I mean, how do you look into Germany mainly, the last race of the European stint, and how do you look at the next 2 races?
Out of the 3 you said, Germany's the one I'm most hopeful for, because I feel like I'm quick at that track. Britain, not so much. I know it's a lot of people's favourite tracks. And did you say Italy was the other one?
Yep, Italy, yep.
Yeah, I like Italy. Italy's a nice track. I'm hoping for more monsoon conditions like GSR.
This
Yeah.
time I'll try not to push you off the track.
I've got to say though, monsoon conditions though, from us commentators' point of view, we saw fog at one point. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that in F1 before. But the thing is, I've got to ask, what were those conditions like at the start of the race? Those were 2 safety cars for that. Monsoon conditions.
Horrible.
How'd you guys deal with all that?
Yeah,
How'd you deal with it?
after the second restart, I got a good run on Kagoda, and I couldn't see past his front wing. It was completely grey past his front wing, so it was absolute guess of where I was braking for turn 1.
The under
luckily I got it
safety
right.
car in the under safety car in the monsoon, I could not, like, I was behind Callum. I could not see Milo in front of them. You could, like,
Yeah.
you have to be right up the car in front of the gearbox to just be able to see them. That's how bad the conditions are.
Congratulations on P1. Do you have any questions, Polo God, for today's race winner?
No, not really. Congrats on the win. Makes that, I think, 3 wins this season? Or is that
Yep,
2?
3. First
Yes.
person to do it this
Yeah.
season. And he is the first person to take, well, besides Riles, the first person to take 3 or more wins in Tier 2. So, makes it even more special. Up there with Riles.
Very
Now
nice.
you need to get him with 7 wins, I guess, you know? But yeah, probably not gonna happen soon. I mean, there's a lot of competition
Nope.
this season, so.
Yeah, a bit out of the competition.
Yeah. Congratulations on the win. Now on to you, Hamilton. Hey, your first podium in 9 races. I've got to ask. You know, there's been many races where you've been fast, you've had the pace, you've been in contention, but you just never closed the deal. You've been unlucky a few times. You've been involving yourself in mistakes that are your fault sometimes other people's fault, sometimes just not having the pace at the right time. 9 races it took to get another podium, and your first podium of the season. How do you feel about that, and how do you feel about the race today? Make sure your audio is included. I know it is already, but yeah.
Oh well, the race just very, very, very horrible to drive at the start because of all the rain, not being able to see anyone. I think I almost spun it a few times off the hairpin, and it was just horrible. And then when it went to inters, I felt kind of okay. I was pretty quick on the inters, felt very good. When it came to the dries, I thought, right, I've got to stay with Pluto. just in case he gets a post-race pen for turn 1. Like, and then I think through Joe's mic, you screaming about him getting a penalty. And I was like, right, he's got 3 seconds. Gotta stay with him. He was just too quick in the end for me. I couldn't stick with him. But near the end of the race, I just ran out of ERS. I couldn't do anything. Fortunately, XB wasn't really close to me. Also, that I think one point at turn 2, oh no, it was turn 4, Aisha made a massive dive and he hit himself onto my side pod. And just, if he tries to get me a penalty for that, no, because he dived it from well too far back.
Yep.
Just from the dry stint, it was kind of a boring race, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was mixed conditions, but I've got to ask you, the contact with XPLO into end of sector 2. You defended to the left side, pinched him toward the grass, but didn't get him to the grass, obviously. Then going back to the racing line where you should be. Contact with him ended in him getting into a half spin. Do you look at yourself maybe being penalized for that, and how'd you look at that whole situation with XPLO?
I mean, I do expect him to open a tick about it, yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But I do think I left just about enough room for him to go down the inside. I just thought, as soon as he touched me, I was like, oh, XPLO spun. Like, I just felt like so bad because me and him were having such a nice battle. And just ever since he spun, he just couldn't get back up to me, and his softs died very, very quickly. But props to you, XB, for doing 18 laps on them softs.
Yeah. Animumu couldn't. He spun out and was in contention for 4th on that final lap. Yeah, you got the conditions perfect though. From all that situation, you gone from P8, P7, battling with Milo, battling with midfield. You pitted for the inners very early. I thought that was a great move. Got you up to P4, battling Solberg, Matt. Then, when it was DRS enabled, but it's still raining though. It's still raining a decent amount. I'm thinking, I know it's the right move to go to the pits at that point, but I was thinking, there's no way for a full lap you're going to be able to catch him at the right moment. There's no way. I thought this was, I didn't think it was impossible to catch him, but I didn't think you were going to catch Pluto as much and be in contention for that race win, at least off of penalties or even at all. I thought it was just going to be P3 or P2, but not that close to Pluto. You got the strategy perfect. You got it perfect the whole time. You and Pluto get another 1-2 finish, just like GSR this season. It's been a ton, but again, between you two, it was a great battle. But the strategy, how'd you get the strategy so well today? Because usually you'd be on the other side of that, where it'd be maybe the luck would be different, or maybe the strategy would be different, maybe the pace, whatever it could be. You'd always have something go wrong in the last 9 races, but since that last podium.
Well, the strategy, like, when it was starting to light rain, I was like, me, Milo, Joe, and Squib were all in the party. I was like, guys, it's getting a lot lighter now. Pit for inters. As I'm going around, I think it's turn 6. Jeff gives me a new strategy option, pit for inters, and I was just like, how have I got that right? Literally, just before DRS got enabled, Jeff gave me a strategy pit for softs, but I just knew I wouldn't be able to keep up with anyone if I did put on the softs, so I decided to put on the mediums. It ended up working pretty well for me, to be honest.
It did, because you came from what, like 7th, 8th, 9th, around that area to 2nd in this race, and it did work out very well, to be honest. But I gotta tell you right now, I know I predict the safety cars a lot, but I actually predicted the kind of intermediates changing conditions the way it was. I was like, hey, in Hungary we saw it change from inners to dries, or what's inners so quickly, and it just changed like right when I said that, and I'm like, oh my god. I guess I ought to say that more often, but yeah, anyways, a great drive from you. Do you find that is your best drive so far in ARL?
I certainly find it one of my, if not my best drive. Just the conditions, everything that was happening, getting hit multiple times, almost losing the car many times, and coming back to finish P2, which could be P1 if, yeah, again, Pluto, if he does get a penalty. But me and Milo was the car behind it when it was wets to inters and inters to dries, so he had no chance but to stay out, and he lost many positions. But he just said in the Williams chat, him staying out an extra lap paid off and got me P2, which like I didn't tell him to stay out an extra lap. He could have pitted as with me, but he'd have lost probably more time. But yeah, he was playing the team game. I was in front, just trying to pull away from him, but I didn't end up doing it. And the strategy I just got perfect. Bang on.
Yeah, congrats on P2. Do you have any questions, Polo, for Harrison?
No, you kind of just said everything I was gonna say to him, but yeah,
That's why I said it.
on P2. Yeah, again, incredible strategy and incredible race from you.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. XP now to you. Make sure your audio is included. Hey, both Alfa Romeos have gotten a podium this season, I've got to say. You know, I know you start to stream every race now. I know you do that. I've kind of tuned into your Instagram post a little bit about ARL, seeing how it's gone. Squid, he got a podium in Singapore after a post-race penalty and stuff like that from Kagoda. You got not a post-race penalty, a podium from it. The thing is, you got that right. You completely got that right. Starting from P11, P14, I don't remember which one it was. It was one of the two.
I think it was
an amazing drive.
Yeah, it's 14.
Yeah, it was an amazing drive, no matter what, from that whole race from you. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. The fact you came from 14th in those conditions, pit on the softs, pitted at the right time, you know, really showed what you're capable of doing. How do you look at your podium today and your run today into future races?
I think today it's actually due to last week in Hungary. I got the strategy completely wrong. I pit a lap or two late in pretty much every single time we had to pit, and so I decided to do the opposite of that this time and pit when it said to, and that worked out very well. And I was able to jump most of the midfield with the pit stops from wets to inters and then from inters to dry. And I did not expect those softs to last to the end.
Yeah, I don't know how, because Matty Mumu spun out earlier. I mean, I was saying, you know, if something happens, you know, with you two on the softs, I was thinking, you know what, you guys could probably make it, but it's going to be very, very tough to keep your tire life the way it should be. Yeah, I've got to say, though, an amazing race from you, of course, but both Alfa Romeo drivers have got a podium this season. Your guys' team has worked together very well at trading points positions when the other drivers got the points at times. Well, okay. You know, so you guys both have got a podium, you and Squid. How do you guys find each other's teammates, and how do you guys find this as momentum into the rest of the season for Alfa Romeo in the constructor standings to probably steal maybe fourth, because we see Red Bull, Williams, and Mercedes have kind of pulled away from everyone else from this point?
I haven't really spoken to Squid much as a teammate, but I do hope that we can both work together later on in the season and work to get some much better results and take fourth. And both rise up the drivers as well.
Yeah. Contact with Hamilton into turn 6, turn 7 area, end of sector 2. I know you said you won't submit a ticket from what you said earlier, but who's at fault?
I'm not sure. I probably could have given way, so I think we can both share the blame a bit. I'm just surprised I caught the spin.
Yeah. Well, again, a podium for you. It's still great, obviously, for you guys, but Britain, Italy, Germany, the next 3 races. Where do you see your best shot at another podium, another chance at this? Where do you see a good chance for you to score some good points, or even better your result?
I think Britain is definitely my best shot. I'm not great at Italy, and Germany's always crazy. So I think Britain is probably my best shot.
Same.
Congratulations on the P3. Polo, do you have any questions for XB?
No, again, no, but I will say congrats on the P3. Finally, Alfa Romeo get something. But yeah, well done. Great strategy. Great racing between you and Hamilton for that period you were battling. Solid job.
Yep, congratulations on P3. Now, to the guy who started P20, the guy who finished P4, if he's still here, I hope he is, Adam Fav. A big round of applause to you. How about that? 20th to 4th. On a day where Red Bull was running so bad outside the points, you guys end up both finishing in the points. Started 15th, 20th. Riles gets up to P10, P9. You get up to P4, beating Kagoda, extending that championship lead. How do you look at it right now with the championship battle? Make sure your audio is included.
With the championship, it's a shame I qualified that low, because if I was higher, I think I could have possibly been closer to Pluto and Hamilton, and possibly extended it even further. But to go 20th to P4 is good, and for me, it shows that I still can do something, even though if I have a bad race, and I'm still in a good position in the championship. So.
20th to 4th. How about that drive? We've not seen a drive from 20th to 4th in a while. I mean, we've seen Rapid Extreme earlier this season, 20th to 5th at Bahrain. We've seen other people before in this league who were on the podium, 20th to 2nd, 20th to 3rd, such as Nufsy Ryan and Ricochet in Tier 1. But this is, I think, the most positions gained in a single race by someone position-wise, 20th to 4th, in a single Tier 2 race, which has never been done before. 16 positions gained by someone in a Tier 2 race. That's not happened in ARL yet. We've seen Rapid Extreme 15 positions in Bahrain, but you taking that one spot better, 16 positions. If there's any record you want to hold like that, how do you feel about that?
I think it was down to the pit stops. I think the pit stops gave me it, to be honest. Yeah, it put me that high. The first pit stop I pitted on the earlier lap compared to other people, and that definitely propelled me forward quite a bit. Luckily I jumped Utile Elephant in that as well, which was probably holding me up before it. And then the second pit stop, pitting the lap afterwards, the same as Pluto, put me a lot closer to Kagoda than what I was before. I think that really helped me out. So.
Yeah, and it helped you out, and took P4 in a day I didn't expect Red Bull to do that well after qualifying. So I really didn't. I didn't even expect to get dry at the end. I thought it was a full wet race from what I was told. But regardless, in the end of that race, you guys really shined, and you guys did what you could. Red Bull, I think. Hold up. So you got ahead of Kagoda. Riles took 2 points. That's a total of 14 points. Kagoda had 4. I think Red Bull and Mercedes are tied for the championship lead. Oh boy. How do you look at the constructor standings? I mean, you're in the driver standings as well, leading that. How do you look at all this then?
The consistency we've had in the last couple of races has definitely aided us. So I think if we keep it up again, we'll do better.
Someone's mic.
I think we could stay up there and battle Mercedes and Williams and McLaren if they come into it as well.
Yep. Well, Britain, Italy, Germany. Those next 3 races to end off the European stretch. How do you look at it? How do you look at those races? Because you can extend the championship lead, you could have a bad race. What can all happen for you? What do you think will happen?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Italy tends to be a okay track for me, and so does Germany. I quite enjoy the tracks. They're fast, fun, and I'm quite confident around there. However, when it comes to Britain, it's probably the track I've had to put the most effort in to get something out of it. It's not one of my best tracks, and I've got no idea what's going to happen there. Anything could happen.
Yeah, we could see a ton of things happen. We know how close the field was at Britain last season at Tier 1. There was the top 12, top 13, top 14, all within 5/10 of each other. There was the top 4 within a tenth. We know how close this Tier 2 field is. I've got to ask you guys, all of you guys who are here. I don't care which one of you goes first or which one of you goes when, but you guys choose. What do you see in qualifying in Britain? How close do you see it'll be? Because we saw the gap between Polo. You took pole last season in Tier 1.
Yeah.
The gap was 6 1,000ths. And we also saw really the top 15, top 14 within 5/10. We know how close the Tier 2 field is this season. We know how close Britain is in general between drivers. How do you guys see Britain closer to the rest of the races? Do you think it will be closer? What do you guys think?
I probably think it one of, if not the closest race of the whole season, for probably all teams maybe. Because many people quite similar pace at the track. I know Silent is very good at Britain. I don't really know anyone else's pace around Britain apart from mine, Silence and yours, B&B. I just want to see a very close qualifying. That's really what I just want to have at the start of Britain. Hopefully it's not another wet race again. Because sometimes they just get boring. But yeah, I think it'll probably be the closest race to the calendar.
Who else wants to go next? What do you guys think?
Hi, can I talk about the incident? I've been looking at the replay
with, you and
Silent.
Yeah.
Yep. What I see is me and Milo are the same speed into the corner. I'm on the inside. I have the largest turning radius I can have without getting a warning. Silence in the middle of the track going for a cutback on Kugoda, but my front wing is there. So I have nowhere to go. So I brake to try and avoid Silent, but it's too late.
Yeah,
and then
that'd probably be
in doing so, I go wide and push Mile off track, but I was trying to avoid Silent.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind when you're a student.
Yep. So then Pluto, what do you think about Britain? How close will that be? How close will that be between the whole field?
I think Adam's gonna take it, to be honest. Adam, Kugoda, or like you said, XB1, because I'm not too fast around there. So I'm expecting a close qualifying between them three. Beatnik as well. And I'll be like 3-4 tenths off.
I'm spit at Britain.
Oh,
Not me.
yeah, you'll be in that group as well.
At least you hope so.
Yeah, it won't be me. It'll be like Spain for me. I'll be up there, but not in contention for a win.
Ow!
Yeah.
Bang
Yeah,
my
it should
head.
be interesting. XPlo, Adam Fav, or whoever went wherever. XPlo, how do you see it?
I definitely think it will be very close in qualifying and in the race. The day was quite close as well. I think a little bit closer than that, but like maybe like 7/10 between like the whole top 15, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. It should be interesting. But Polo, about that race though, mixed conditions. I thought it was gonna be a full wet race from what we saw, but we saw guys who took a podium who we didn't expect to take a podium, who were running back in the midfield or even running back there. Adam Fav 20th to 4th. How'd you look at that race, Polo, compared to others?
Compared to most races, I mean, I think the wet period was actually probably the most entertaining part of the race, even with the safety cars, because there was overtakes being done in places where you wouldn't really see in the wet. People were kind of trying to get start position. There was a few dramatic moments with some crashes, some spins. That's not to say the dry period was good. It was good, but yeah, the race was overall was quite good. There were a few dirty moments, but
That's what you get.
it was decently clean.
Yeah, I'd say it was decently clean as well. That race was definitely mixed conditions, as we know. Something I didn't think we'd see a 20th to 4th from Adam Fav. I didn't think that was possible. But it happened. It's over. It's the way it is, and I think this championship battle will probably go all the way to Brazil. And that's just the way I see it, because this championship battle, it goes back and forth between the teams and the drivers. I mean, Mercedes have kind of pulled away a big gap, but now Red Bull kind of closed that back in with the last 3 or 4 races. So, you know, we could see a championship fight in our hands for both tiers, or by both drivers and constructors. We don't know what we could see. We could see a lot of different things go on in this battle. And, yeah, Milo kind of out of that battle now after all of that. He was kind of back within the battle, but now kind of almost out of that battle after today. Riles outside the points almost all day, came back to P9. I mean, he continues the points finish for him. I mean, it's not been the best for him, but the thing is, those wet conditions didn't help him at all. So it should be interesting to see how the races goes for the future. Britain should be interesting for sure. We know how the racing can be there. We saw me and Riles last season in Tier 2 battle it out for the race win. Callum and Rapid Extreme took podiums in the feature and sprint. So we've seen things before that we could see again in Britain. We saw last season a battle with a 3-car train between the race leads. So Britain should be close. We should expect another DRS train at least compared to some of the other races we've seen. But Austria is tomorrow for Tier 1 and Tier 3, guys. A doubleheader technically. 12 Eastern, 5 UK for Tier 1, and then 3:30 Eastern, 8:30 UK for Tier 3. So, yeah, I mean, it could go either way. We don't know. Polo, you're racing Tier 1, obviously. I'm still commentating both on that same day. Axe will be racing, or not racing, commentating Tier 3. We also have Milo still back for Tier 1, so we can see a lot of things go on. We don't know. So, yeah, obviously, Tier 3, Tier 1 tomorrow, we should be able to find out what goes on. So, good luck to all the drivers who race that tomorrow. We should see you guys tomorrow. And congrats to the podium finishers and 20th to 4th for Adam Fav today. Impressive runs by them. We should be able to see you guys in Britain, and we should be able to see you guys tomorrow for both Tier 3 and Tier 1. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Austria, and we'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed.